Here we go. M3, ready for countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so as far as commentary goes, there's really not too much to say. This game really speaks for itself. You just want to try to get through each level as fast as possible. There's some strats you can do, such as damage boosting, to make you go faster, but anything that can make you go faster in this game really only saves a few frames, but it can add up over the run. The reason I call this game Katie Hell is because half of it, well, way more than half of it actually, more like 90% of this is RNG based. So I got good RNG there, thankfully. That's the first instance of it. 20 seconds into the run. It's pretty nice. Basically on his third attack, he may do this dance and it wastes about 10 seconds. So he did not do that, and that's good. So yeah, there's 5 levels in this game. This being level 1. And there's a boss at the end of each level. Oops, that was kind of bad. There's a boss at the end of each level, each with their own sort of instances of RNG. This guy can kind of be mean. You want him to drop these apples and not do that puff thing right there. So we got pretty average RNG. Okay. Moving on to level 2, Castle Lololo. It's another level you just want to get through as quick as possible. I'm gonna be going for a strat that's kind of marathon friendly, kind of not. It wastes like a few seconds if I miss the trick, but if I do end up missing it, then it's really not too big of a deal. Where this guy spawns is also RNG. And the trick I'm going to be doing also depends a little bit on RNG and pretty much perfect movement. This is the trick here. We grab this curry, and this allows us to kill the boss in 1 cycle. If we get good RNG with it. I kind of messed up the movement there, so I'm hoping I can still do this, but okay, so we got good RNG. We just didn't get the 1 cycle, but it's not going to waste too much time now since we got that extra hit on him. Yeah, so 3 cycles, not too bad there. So yeah, we get to deal with these really annoying dances too at the end of each level. Stupid little animations that Kirby likes to do. It's kind of dumb because you just want to get through this game. So this level actually doesn't have much RNG, and it's actually a really nice break from RNG in the speedrun. There's like some instances of it during the boss fight, but it's none that's really ever going to slow you down. Unless you die. I guess it's pretty good to note this game is actually pretty laggy. The reason there's lag is due to the amount of sprites that are on the screen. So I'm going to be killing as many enemies as I possibly can, as well as trying to avoid certain animations. Like for instance, whenever Kirby lands on the ground, I'm going to be holding down, and that's going to be basically there's oops, that was kind of bad. There's these little stars that spawn every time Kirby lands, and they waste a few frames due to lag every time you see them, but if you hold down it should skip them, usually. People have been working at finding ways to manipulate RNG in this game. We've come up with a few theories, but we haven't found anything that's concrete that's guaranteed to work 100% of the time. So yeah, where this boss moves on the screen and the pattern in which she shoots the cannonballs is RNG. But like I said, it's never really going to waste any time. You might just lose a few frames here and there from damage, but other than that. Alright, so we're coming into the 4th level here. It's actually the longest level in the game, if you don't count the last level. The last level is basically just of revisiting all of the bosses we fought in the game so far, and as well as the final boss. So yeah, this level, we're just again going through it as fast as possible. It's actually kind of funny, like the majority of the enemies in this game you don't even have to kill. You can literally just run right through half of them. This room's kind of annoying. It has a lot of tight movement, and it's kind of hard to get used to if you're learning this game. If you're looking to get into speedrunning, I definitely recommend this game as like a beginner game. It has like it's a lot of RNG, but it depends on your movement too. Getting a good time. You want to have good movement if you're gonna have a good time as well. But if you're looking to get into speedrunning and you just want like a basic game to start out with, this is definitely a good game. This is actually my second speed game I ever learned. First one being Pokemon Green. Okay, so just moving right along here, we still have more of this level to do. I actually failed that right there. What can happen is if you're sucking up that curry, and if you turn around as you're doing that, Kirby can actually just glitch behind all these sprites that are immediately on my screen. And it doesn't really save too much time. It's really not even noticeable by the human eye, but it saves like 3 or 4 frames or something silly like that. But the glitch is usually free. But of course I didn't get it there because it's a marathon, and why would I be able to show off cool stuff? Okay, so coming up here is the worst boss in this game. This is everybody's least favorite boss. This guy is usually either really nice or just totally rude. You want him to shoot out these enemies as often as he can, so you can attack him and kill him as fast as possible. He's giving me actually pretty good RNG right now. And of course it comes to an end. I love this game. Okay, so that's the end of this level. So now we're moving on to the 5th and the final level of this game. Like I said, this is just basically a revisit of all the boss fights we've seen so far. The good thing to note is it kind of looks like I'm doing these fights in a specific order. It's actually just a matter of preference which one you do first. It's usually good to do Lolo first, though, because when you first start in the level, you're closest to that door. But every time you kill a boss, you end up in the middle of that room. So from there, you can just go in any order you want, and it won't waste any time. So we're just kind of playing it safe here. I just want to make sure I don't die later. It's kind of easy to die at this stage. So now we're going to go back to this guy again. I'm going to do a strat here. Basically, you have to get that big Kirby sprite to the right there, to kill all the enemies on the screen and unlock the door, but if you take damage, you can just use invincibility frames to just get through that spiky thing and get through the door. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know like half the enemies' names in this game. I don't think anybody really does. I'm sure there's people that do, that actually play Kirby games regularly, but I am not one of those people. I just speedrun this. Okay, so he's kind of being mean on this last attack here. Okay, so he's gone again. I'm gonna go fight the tree again, the tree set. A really good run of this game, I'd say, or like a really decent run, is anything that's sub 12. If you can beat the game in under 12 minutes, you pretty much know what you're doing. My PB is an 11:58, and I had a death in the run and pretty bad RNG in some areas. So if you have like semi-bad RNG, then you just kind of have to depend on movement to make up for it. This is actually, that like jump doesn't look really hard, but it can actually be really, really stupid, as you just saw there. The corners of these platforms, like on the corners of them, the first like 4 or 5 pixels actually don't register as a platform, so Kirby just kind of falls right through it. Alright, so now we're moving on to the last boss and the biggest instance of RNG in this game. This fight can just take so long. Sometimes. Not like super, super long, but like long in a speedrun. This guy has killed many PBs. It's kind of a scary boss fight, because you have to like endure it the whole time. I kind of have to. I don't want to get backed into any corners here, because I just don't want to die. But yeah, this boss can kind of be scary, because you usually come in here with low health, just due to the damage you take from the other boss fights. He's giving me very bad RNG right now, holy crap. So I guess I'll just say now, time is when I deal the final hit to him, so I'll just let you know when to get ready, M3. Alright, he's being nice now. That was actually a really good pattern. It's fastest if he attacks you with the hammer. And time's gonna be coming up soon, so just get ready on that, like right now actually. And time. Yeah, time. That was Kirby's Dreamland.